Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
There we go. Welcome to the Savage. Going live.
Welcome everybody, Windy City Savage. We are live. I'm here, your host, Windy City Savage himself, joined by these two fellas. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Oh, well, thank you, Zach the Mac. I appreciate you. BTDK. Thank you for stopping on by Windy City Savage. Welcome. We're going to be a good show. I think we're going to have some fun.
Yeah, that's right. It's your boy Zach the Mac here. Talk some shit with Joe, my boy, the Windy City Savage of savages of all savages, if you will.
Right.
The most savage of them all. Honored to be here, though, Joe. Let's get into it, man.
Alrighty, thanks fellas for joining us. Let's talk, let's drink, let's get into it, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty, so let's start off. Yesterday was International Women's Day.
Okay.
So here you are.
Equality.
Equality.
Here you are.
Salute to the young ladies out there. Woohoo.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies, we love y'all, especially in these times. You know, we don't know what the future holds, but yeah, we love you. Anyways, because of that, your man over here, I know, right? Not getting political, by the way.
Go.
All right, but your man over here went to go see Queen of the Ring
Nice.
on Friday.
Yeah,
How was
man.
it? Because I know that the main actress I'm familiar with from Arrow TV series on CW,
Yeah.
she was Felicity. on
Yeah,
that
she
one,
was
so.
Felicity, what I heard. I don't know. I never watched the show, but I kind of, I heard about that too. It's about Mildred Burt and obviously the obstacles she had to go through at the
Yeah.
time when women's wrestling was banned in a lot of states.
Ouch, damn.
So it was hard for women in general to get into wrestling because no one took them serious, obviously. You know, everybody said, well, you know, women's wrestling is not for you guys, it's for the men only. So, you know, here she
It's
is
messed up, man.
proving her way out, getting every state to uplift their band, getting popular in every state. And she was the highest paid woman at her time.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so she was, you know, breaking boundaries and stuff. Honestly, the movie was really good. Honestly, I kind of compare it to what's it called? The last one that came out.
Iron Claw.
The Iron Claw, yeah. It was just as good as the Iron Claw, if
Really?
not better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. I like
Yeah.
the Iron Claw.
Nice.
I watched it recently. Super big fan of that one. So,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
You think the storyline lined up a lot with a lot of the relevant events, though, going on at that time?
Yeah, it did actually. I think they captured a lot of like, you know, a lot of the events at the time and a lot of the struggles, unfortunately. And it was really dark.
Okay.
Honestly, like, you know, there was a lot of physical abuse.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And, you know, at the time, you know, if she reported it,
Yeah.
you know, her husband and manager,
Right.
if she reported it, she will lose her spot in wrestling. Damn. So she couldn't do it. It's hard, you know, because at the time, you know, you couldn't find anything else. So she had to stuck it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the unfortunate part. Those are the struggles, but she made it through. She made money. Congrats to her. A notable appearance in the movie itself, you did have Mae Young, a younger version of Mae Young.
Okay,
Right,
that,
yeah.
I think I was going to ask that too. Fabulous Moolah, was she also in there at all? Or just
I don't think she'll ever be in a movie ever again or in WWE.
What?
Well, remember Dark Side of the Ring, and they talked about her controlling that franchise of the women, and how she kind of operated was a little fishy. You know what I mean? So that makes sense. I think
Yeah.
Mae Young was.
I mean, it was already a dark movie. They could have just, sprinkled
You
her.
could have sprinkled her
Yeah.
in there in a sense, but I think that I don't think they want to pay money towards that. You know what I mean?
Got you.
Like put
Yeah.
negative limelight in that factor. So yeah, I can see Mae Young definitely, which I think that was what I want to know if that time frame of this coincides with their time frame in the wrestling world too as well. Okay.
Yeah, so you did have Mae Young. You also had Gorgeous George, which I was surprised they even showed him. If you guys don't know who Gorgeous George is, he's really like the main pillar that started off the whole persona of wrestling, the flamboyant side. Like a lot of people like Ric Flair, maybe the Macho Man, so many wrestlers to this day actually should give homage to this guy because he was the one that started the whole flamboyant.
That glory kind of
that sex appeal type, like look at me, I'm a pretty boy type of thing, you know. But you know, that flamboyant is what really revolutionized the industry, which I was surprised they even showed him. I was like, when I heard Gorgeous George in the beginning, I'm like, oh
Yeah.
wow, like they're actually showing this guy. But no, I mean, not only that, but you also had some noticeable appearance from actual wrestlers in the movie, women wrestlers. You had Naomi,
Hey.
you had Camille.
Oh, that's why she was at the premiere. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you had Camille, you had Britt Baker, you had Tony Storm.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So you had a couple of women's wrestlers as well as notable appearances from Jim Cornette, which I was shocked. I was like,
Mr.
oh, Jim, yeah. And then you
As
also
himself or
no, it's you know, one of those NWA commissioners at the time.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Perfect. Not bad.
Yeah, but it was nice to see him. They got him out of the house to do a movie, so I was surprised.
right,
you know,
right.
out of his podcast.
Pretty sure they used him a lot to kind of get some research too as well.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean, because they
Yeah.
do that a lot with him for sure. He's the research kind of guy or the history mogul in a sense as well as stuff.
I
like
mean,
that.
yeah, he's very like oh, if you want to make sure you want to capture the thing, you got to do
Right.
this and that.
Right.
The one thing I did like is they gave you a little bit of background back in the day
Okay.
of how things were done. So the guy, you know, at the time Mildred Burke asked his manager, like, hey, you know, why I gotta, you know, lose against the champion and be like, well, this is how the business is done. No one, you know, everything was still new.
Right.
You know, gimmicks were not only just gimmicks, but they were actually realistic.
Yeah.
Like you can't be seen being buddy with the heel in the face.
Because it wasn't no social media like how it is today, where you can kind of portray that character, hide it in a sense a little bit. Back then, you had to be the act. You can't sit there and do half-ass it in a sense and go out there in the world and be at, you know, at a diner and talk to your evil person that, you know, your arch rival in a sense right then and there. Because then they're gonna be like, "Well, you guys aren't.
It's not believable.
That's right. It's not believable.
Yeah.
It's fake."
Yeah.
Because back then there was no "this is fake, real" type of scenario. Everything was real in their scenario moving
Right.
forward.
Okay.
So,
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
And so in the movie, they portray that pretty well. Like, hey, you
Cool.
can't get out the car. You guys got to go separate. You know, you wait and
Yeah.
then she'll come out later. You know,
Yeah.
you can't have the heel and the faces show up together. Break kayfabe, obviously.
right.
Also, they did the whole style of shoot wrestling
Mm.
where back then, so they gave a little background. This is true. Back then, to really decide a champion, they would have this secret match that nobody knows about. Best 2 out of 3.
Oh,
And you would have to
man.
shoot for real.
wow.
Meaning you have to wrestle for real and see who's the tougher out of the two.
Okay.
And this is how champions were really decided back then because you had no structure.
Yeah.
You didn't have the WWE which you had today. You didn't have AEW. You didn't have a structure that
Yeah.
it is today. Back then, there was one belt, the NWA belt.
Right.
And then at that point, it was traveled through promotions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a little tough because a lot of the promoters are not going to want their champion to lose.
Correct.
So you had to take it away from them. And
Right.
in the movie, they portrayed that very well. And
yeah.
she had to shoot her way into the title. And of course, she won. So it
Damn,
was
kudos
kinda
to her.
nice.
Yeah, kudos to her then, for real. Because
this intriguing story.
I like
Now
the
I'm
more
almost
I like
serious
the
for
more
sure.
nostalgic touch to it. Then yeah, I mean you're
Right.
actually, you know, it gives you a sense of pride when you actually get that belt. Basically, is what
basically.
I feel like. Right.
Yeah, which was kind of nice. Good.
That's all like what wrestlers should be kind of striving for is
Right.
strive to get that belt. Don't
Right.
sit there and go in the industry just to want to be famous. Back then, the whole purpose was the belt. If you
Yeah.
didn't have the belt, you weren't famous in a
Yeah.
sense. And that was the whole pinnacle of why the belts were important back then. Especially now, like now, I think that should be the case too as well. Be that one that holds the belt to be the famous one. Don't be just you become your character, develop it, and then you get that belt. And you cement yourself.
If it's anything like you were saying, like the Iron Claw, they did a good job with that too. Like the belt was especially in that household, like that belt was that factor for
It meant
them
the
to
world.
become. Yeah, like they were so conscious. So if it's anything like that, I would imagine for her to pursue that belt, there was nothing really stopping her, man. She definitely was like, I'll freaking fight anybody. I'm sure
Oh, yeah.
she was like, I'll go ahead. The biggest you got. So
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
man, the movie is touching. The movie is great. I like the ending. I mean, obviously, it's Hollywood, so it's going to be a little bit, you know, it's not going to be true to the actual story,
Right.
but you know, just to capture it and know the struggles they went to, because
Right.
it was
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of struggles back then. Let's just be real.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, these are the pillars that paved the way for women today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So honestly, I recommend. 2 thumbs up. You know, if I had 3, I would put 3 up. But it was a great movie.
Nice.
So one thing that will tie up to this, and this is a little different and going off subject, Camille. We
Mhm.
know Camille to be Mercedes Moné's bodyguard for a time period in AEW.
Mhm.
So she had an interview. And during the interview, they asked her about her, what's going on with her in AEW right now.
Yeah.
Because she hasn't appeared. So she appeared, came out as Mercedes Monet's bodyguard, and since then really hasn't done much. If anything, she got beat up many times from Chris Statlander, and she's a big powerhouse. In the movie, you'll see. She's a big powerhouse. She looks great.
I saw a picture right now on the casting part, and I see her bulky. I was like, damn,
she's the main villain.
It's kind of solid there.
Yeah.
Okay, solid build.
She's the main villain of the movie, and yeah, she looks great. She's an awesome wrestler. So they ask her like, "Hey, what's going on with you in AEW? Like, well, how come you haven't appeared?" And the last time she appeared, she got beat up.
Yeah,
that's it. And her manager spoke for her and said, "We're not going to talk about that actually." And she's still on contract.
Okay.
So there's
just kind of shut it down, dismissed it really
quickly.
There's some issues going on there that I don't think she's going to last too long, and I think she may leave AEW pretty soon.
Oh, interesting.
Because she hasn't appeared in
quite some time.
Yeah, and I don't think she's gonna want to appear. I just don't see it.
Once you're gone for so long, right? You're like, do I really need to go back? Right?
Especially when you do an interview like that and that comes up, it's like, that just kind of tells you it's not in the right way. Especially what's been going on with AEW lately, with most of the wrestlers and their contract disputes and the discussions. It seems like it's not favoring a benefit factor towards a wrestler.
Right.
So right there, they're deciding to move elsewhere. And for Camille, she could be wanted anywhere else. TNA would definitely take her, and she'll be a powerhouse there. Since they lost Jordan Grace to WWE, I think she'll fill in quite a bit there if she decides to go.
Honestly, she'll fit in the WWE system. Yeah. But either way, guys, that was my movie review, Queen of the Ring. I recommend to watch it at some point if you guys have the chance.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So
how many stars, or how do you rate it?
Yeah, what are you? 1 out of 5.
Out of what? 1 out of 5?
Yeah, 5
about 5 stars.
Oh shit. I like I said casually, about 5 stars.
Look, man.
Right.
Look.
Okay.
Look, I'm a little biased when it comes to wrestling.
Okay, yeah.
I don't really watch movies. I don't really watch shows.
Yeah.
I just watch wrestling. I'm sorry, like my whole week is full of fucking wrestling.
I gotta say though, you picked a good time to do it. Me and Tony the Kid here are big movie critics, man.
Yeah.
We're big movie heads. So yeah, right. Yeah.
Honestly, even the soundtrack, the ending of the soundtrack got me really into the movie. Like I want to watch it again, type of thing. Like,
I think that benefits even better for movies. So the soundtrack doesn't fit in with the actual movie that you're watching. They kind of play some random songs that don't match well. You're not going to be intrigued, or it's not going to gravitate towards you. But if they pick the right setup, then it goes well. So if they did that, then I think that's good. That's good.
A lot of
quality
from the 1920s and 30s.
They do.
And the 50s.
Yeah.
They had a lot of Johnny Cash in that movie.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, so it's like I said, man, I totally recommend you guys got a chance, go ahead, take a look at it. I mean, if you guys watch it, we could always do another review as a group. Yeah. But let's get to the other news, and that is Lex Luger is finally inducted to the Hall of Fame, guys.
Yes. Congrats.
I like it.
Long time overdue.
Hell yeah.
The man that told him the good news was his the guy that he knew when he was little, Cody Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
Came out, surprised him, and said, guess what, buddy? You're in the Hall of Fame now.
Yeah.
Congrats.
It was good to see Lex Luger stand up for
And
that,
give him that
for
hug.
that acknowledgement too,
Mhm.
because of the injury recently.
Well,
recently, yeah.
It's funny because he
Yeah.
said, I think it was back in 2012. He said that he was doing some trap workouts.
Okay, yeah.
And then eventually got on the plane and he turned around the wrong way. And then next thing you know, that's it. Like his injury just started from there and it got worse.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, but that's what happens as you get older.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying this is on just Lex Luger. It happens to all.
Mhm.
You don't take care of yourself.
Right.
You don't exercise properly. You don't stretch properly. You drink. You may do drugs. The man had a history, and I'm not bashing Lex right now.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just what it goes. It happens.
Yeah, a lot of stuff comes with wrestling and being at the highest that you're getting.
But he turned his life around because he was on the wheelchair for the longest,
Mhm.
and then last year, I think if I'm correct, this is how the story goes. He at the AEW Revolution pay-per-view where Sting's retirement,
Mhm.
he came up to DDP and said, "Look, help me.
Yeah.
I want to walk again.
Yeah.
Please." And DDP's like, "I got
No
you.
doubt. No doubt.
Come to
DDP
me.
got him in that DDP yoga.
Right?
That yoga does miracles.
That's
to
what we were
people,
talking about
man.
last year. Like, it literally helps. Like, he's
We're
helped so
discussing
many
that.
wrestlers. He's helped Jake the Snake. He's helped freaking handicapped person who was on crutches, was able to walk and actually run again. He's helped freaking who else? Scott Hall when he had his turnaround. Like he has been the guy to go to when these wrestlers have reached that particular time frame in their life that needs that adjustment in their life and help.
And it's
been
kudos,
wonderful.
Kudos to that guy, man.
Oh, hell yeah.
Definitely, man. DDP
Definitely.
is doing his thing.
He's doing
respect.
miracles, man. Honestly,
Much
so
respect.
I mean, the guy does great things. The guy is really a gift to the world. So my question is for you guys, now that we got Lex into the Hall of Fame, he's going to be joined obviously with the headliner Triple H,
Right.
as well as Michelle McCool.
Natural disaster.
Natural disasters. Have they been officially inducted?
Yeah.
Okay, I missed that one.
Yep.
So thank you, producer out there,
Yes.
Nice.
for filling me in that. Now that being said, who is the man you think is going to induct Lex Luger?
Ooh.
Now I'm going to give you two.
Okay, yeah, give me two because I need. Yeah,
We got the man that helped them a lot recently, DDP.
Right.
Okay.
Bang!
Yeah.
Versus the man, the icon, the legend, but we don't know if he's able to. Sting.
Oh shit!
Damn.
I'll go first. Me.
Remember,
me.
Sting and Lex are like two peas in a pot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
hard to say.
I guess the fandom in me would like DDP to get some acknowledgement just on the whole helping in the later in the career, but it does make more sense for Sting to indict him because at the history and one, if they're two peas in a pod and if their relationship is strong like that, that'd be nice. But I'm gonna go 500 for DDP. But yeah, I'm gonna go with DDP. I guess I'd like to see that just a little more. That's just me though. So.
I honestly think they can make a deal and they could definitely make a connection and an agreement for Sting to do that.
Yeah.
I think Sting will be able to. If
That'd
that'll be the
That'd be
case,
cool as
I think
fuck,
Sting will definitely be like, look, there's no ill will with all this because his ill will wasn't towards Triple H and the crew,
Right.
or whatever, or Nick
Mhm.
Khan, and that Nick Khan too as well.
Sting's always been a professional.
Big time.
Yeah,
for sure.
And he
Agreed.
knows for
Agreed.
a fact this is bigger than me. This is bigger than his personal feelings, whatever that occurred.
Put
This
it
is
this
what
way: his friend
Mhm.
came to his show.
Right.
Why would he want to return the favor and at least be in the crowd?
Right.
Yeah.
And this isn't
Yeah.
the first time we've seen this because even freaking Billy Gunn was the AEW and he was on there when DX was
Oh,
inducted.
and then he was also in the game,
Exactly.
and which will we talk about further down later today.
Right. So
Yeah,
at this
nice.
point, it's not like something we haven't seen already. It's just something that obviously they have to dot the I's and cross the T's right now currently for the agreement. But I do see that if Sting would be the favorite to be the one to induct, I think the deal can be made for him to join and for sure be the one to do so. And in his paint.
Oh man, you got something to say?
It is.
Hey, come on, tag me in.
All right, let me jump in. Real
We're gonna tag. A hot tag is coming.
Yeah, buddy.
Let's go, old man. Get in
He's
the
holding me.
middle.
He's holding me.
Ah, go ahead. Take over.
Oh, damn, man.
Knock the whole shit out.
I had to. Actually, I'm thinking Sting would be a perfect candidate for Lex Luger.
Mhm.
Sting has vouched for Lex Luger to be into the Hall of Fame
Facts.
for many, many years, ever since Sting got into it himself.
Mhm.
I believe this is a possibility because the AEW and WWE are willing sometimes to work with
I wanna see that belt spin.
wrestlers like legends. Like, look at the fact that Jake the Snake Roberts, who works for AEW, appears in WWE games yearly.
Correct.
Damn.
And Jake, when they asked Jake the Snake Roberts, how are you able to do that? Jake said, I'm able to do this because AEW gives me the right to jump in and be able to do what I want.
Right. It gives me the ability and the room and stuff like that to do what I can.
And Lex Luger, Ric Flair today posted a picture of him and Tony Khan and Sting.
Mm.
Ric Flair even said, I still work for Tony Khan, but he allows me to be at Hall of
Anyway.
Fames. He allows me to be with my daughter when I need to be.
There you go.
Why is Sting in that picture?
Yeah. I mean, that works. That fits. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Because
it
you
does.
can't. Because even then, they got good permission to post things like that, especially with these other wrestlers. Like, yeah, kayfabe isn't. We obviously know the difference or whatever,
Yeah.
but they are allowed to only release certain content and not allowed to release certain content. So when they do something like this, it kind of just tells you that, hey, this is not in the bag limelight. And for Tony, would be like, best for business right now.
Now I gotta toss in one more name into the hat. Luger didn't have a program with this guy much, but one of the most important things is that Luger was part of Royal Rumble history. When he and another wrestler both eliminated each other at the same time, and both were crowned the winners of the Rumble. This was 1990, I believe, right, Joe?
Yeah.
Oh, 94, going into WrestleMania 10, where Bret Hart and Luger both eliminate each other.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they cannot get Sting approved to do it, I'm throwing my hat for Bret Hart.
Mm.
Oh,
Best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Inducted.
Yeah.
I don't mean why not. I don't mean either one. Either one doesn't seem to be wrong.
But
It's
my
a good
question,
thing.
better question would be who would induct Triple H if they haven't gotten one yet?
Oh, hot tag
And
back in.
would Motorhead be inducted into the Hall of Fame too for the celebrity week?
Well-
Triple H and Sting some guys.
Well,
And that could be nice to have Motorhead, like celebrity-wise, be
Shawn
Hall of
Michaels.
Fame.
What are you guys talking about?
yeah.
Come on, man. Shawn Michaels is gonna induct Triple H.
Yeah,
Of all
true.
people, it's gonna be him.
Real quick though,
Yes.
as far as DDP, I really think that WWE should create this like legacy award,
Oh yeah.
and honestly, it should go to DDP.
The Warrior one and give a legacy award.
I think they got rid of the Warrior one for a controversial reason, unfortunately. But he, what's it called? I think they should, get like a legacy award thing and give it to DDP off the bat because the man has done an amazing job and he doesn't get credit enough. The man is like I said, a gift to this world. He's just, overall, he's changed a lot of these guys' lives, especially Jake the Snake, man. Scott Hall when he was still alive,
Right.
you know?
I would agree with that for sure, and especially because you look at the wrestlers that were inducted, and right before they were inducted, obviously these wrestlers had some issues with Vince or with the company at the moment for whatever reason outside of WWE. But yet once DDP got his hands on him and was able to work with him and kind of fix things, changed their whole life around. And then all of a sudden they get inducted because of the story, like their trial, their pathway to who they are at the moment when they're inducted and stuff.
Right.
And it really had to do a lot of what he discussed and work with the team. And I'm not gonna lie, like DDP has just done nothing but greatness. And you would, of all people, I'm sorry, especially you look back at wrestling and see who would be that guy. It's weird to say he was that guy to sit there and say I'm gonna work with everyone. The character he portrayed in the wrestling ring and stuff like that was the crazy guy. I'm at the bar and I'm gonna have a bar fight or whatever the case to be. But then for him to do this and have this, lifestyle, that's a testament to him too.
I think
agree
if
with
you're gonna name a legacy award, why not just name it after DDP for what he's done? Call it the Diamond Cutter Award or something.
Yeah, the Bang,
Yeah.
the Bang Award.
I don't know.
I don't know about all that now.
Yeah, I thought about it.
Hey, that's the savage in you right now.
The
Hang
Cutter
on, hang on.
Award.
The Cutter Award. Like something that really illuminates the fact that DDP did all these great things. Because if you're gonna touch base on somebody who has given his heart and time to people out there,
Right.
DDP is somebody you want to do it for.
Oh yeah, I agree.
And you get rid of the Warrior Award, give DDP that award now.
Yep.
And every Mania just have DDP presented to somebody.
Right. I agree.
So while we have the old man in here, actually, let's go into WWE 2K25 release this Friday.
Yep.
And personally, and I know this guy, we both got the Dead Man edition.
I wanted to get it. I want to ask
Oh,
you about
yeah.
that because
Never mind.
I was gonna buy it.
Yeah.
Is it available for the Xbox One? Do you know?
Should be, yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting it because I was gonna buy it yesterday, but I didn't know if it'll be playable for Xbox One. But I want to get it, even though I can't get to play the Island because the Island is actually exclusive for the new gen console.
The new gen. Well, if you ever need an Xbox S, talk to me, old man. But regardless, let's get into the little quick reviews: the good, the bad, the ugly. We'll make this quick. The good, the menu system is easy access. You go in, you can play right away. It's more accessible than it was before. I like that. Off the bat, I noticed that. Great, awesome.
How's my faction?
My faction, I have not played yet. Remember, I'm only got in a little bit of time.
Okay.
I have slow internet, so it took me forever to download the damn thing. But what I got so far was I played a little bit of a story mode, which it's pretty good so far. The whole bloodline.
Oh yeah, because that's when you get you still get the Bloodline Edition story mode with the.
I mean, it comes included no matter what.
Okay.
That's the main showcase. The showcase mode is the main thing. This is like the what ifs. What if the Samoans basically won their matches?
That's why each match has a Bloodline member in it.
Yeah,
Now
'cause-
Good question, real quick.
What's up?
The Xbox Series XS. What is that?
Xbox. Okay, so real quick to the guys out there, if you own an Xbox Series X is like your hardcore gamer
Yeah.
console that you want.
Yeah.
Series S is your affordable console.
Okay.
So it's gonna get you good graphics,
Yeah.
good speed and everything. It's not gonna be the best, but it's
Right.
affordable.
Okay.
So if you want next gen, the S is there. If you want
Okay.
affordability, otherwise, the X is the hardcore game.
Which is the S would be like the
little one
would be
that
the
this guy
box
has.
thing look
Yep.
like one, right?
Yep.
And the X would just be for the Xbox One in the sense of they still have those consoles, right?
Yeah.
So then you're good. It's available for that. I just
Okay.
want to verify that. That's
No,
what I was like.
thank you.
Xbox Series XS. I was like, it's available, but I'm like, what's the difference? I'm like, it's the difference between just is it that available or is it because of the regular Xbox?
Well, like I said, some features are only for the next gen.
yeah.
So you still have to upgrade to the S.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because
This way, the Xbox I have, right?
Yeah.
Still getting Assassin's Creed Shadow for that Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah,
So
nice.
that's why I asked, because I want to. I was looking at the features and I'm like, if I could get the Dead Man Edition, I like that because you get that Undertaker
I'll tell you again real
from the
quick.
90s. You get what's it called? You're gonna get Brother Love as his manager. You
Yeah.
get like all these other things. You still get the YF6, the YF5 members of the YF6.
you do.
As downloadable. and
Season
you still get
pass.
the DLC.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. I got the Dead Man edition. So the good, the bad, the ugly. The good part is you got a couple of new matches in it right away off the bat. I noticed that, so I played them both. One of them was the Bloodline rules.
Oh, they actually got that right away.
Yeah.
So
So the Bloodline rules is basically this. You go in, you wrestle. So what I did was right away, I was Hollywood Hulk Hogan,
as you should.
and I was facing Roman Reigns.
All right.
So I was fighting him and I was beating him. By the way, I'm on normal because I want to test it. So I was beating him and I was beating his ass. And then out of nowhere, when he was really down, that's when he calls in his backup.
Oh,
So I had Sami Zayn, Jimmy Uso, and then Jey Uso all come out in about 5 minutes of each other. And then I'm over here fighting for my life, reversing everything, trying to get into it. So I start getting beat up. As I start going down, then it gives you an option for you to call your backup.
Ooh.
So right away, I called my backup. I called everybody, all whole NWO. I got Kevin Nash, I got Scott Hall, and I got 6 to come out,
Nice.
and they defended me. And then we had an all-out brawl because they don't leave. They stay
They
there.
stay there the whole time.
Yeah, they stay there the whole time. We're all fighting. It's mayhem. It really is. It's kind of
They
nice.
still, like, let's say if you're close to a victory, a pinfall victory, do they kick you out?
Yeah.
They do.
They
Oh,
do.
damn.
Yeah, but so you got to really, go at it and make sure you secure that win. It's kind of a nice feature. And another one is the Underground. You guys remember Shane O'Mac,
That
Underground on
Street
Raw?
Fighter type of thing, UFC.
I think I do.
Yeah. So you're in the ring, it has no ropes, and then there's fans around you.
Yeah.
And then your whole point is either tap them out or knock them out.
Hmm.
That's it. It's not the greatest feature, but it's kind of nice to at least have. I think there's more improvements as to come, but it's kind of nice,
Right.
So those are the 2 matches that I seen right away. I think the backstage brawl, they improved a little bit more. I haven't checked it out. Haven't had time. I did check out the showcase mode, and it's like the what if so-and-so won instead of that.
And
type
they
of thing
show
when
you
they-
like scenarios of what happens.
Yeah.
They do. Oh damn.
Yeah, which is pretty nice. And then as far as the bad and ugly, the island, all of it is a microtransaction.
Mm.
So it's nice feature, but it's like NBA 2K. You're gonna have to pay to get some good ass features. And it's unfortunate because
Lame.
yeah, you're gonna have to do some microtransactions. So that's just really, I don't know. I could see 2K going in a bad direction here with the WWE games in the future. And I can see community creation taking a really big dip. Because when you go to community creations, they have like all the latest attires, basically.
Right.
So eventually I could see 2K shutting that down and making it limited as much
You
as
have to go to
possible.
the island to buy those stuff.
you're gonna have to buy shit now. You want the new Jey Uso shirt, the new Rhea Ripley shirt? Guess what? You're gonna have to pay us now. You can't get it off of community creation for free. Pay us. We're cutting all that shit down, which has been the rumor for years.
Yeah.
But with the island and My Rise crashing, is what I've been hearing. That is the ugly, really. Everything else, it seems to be in a good direction, except for those two parts. So I don't know yet. I can't really grade this so far. I have to play a little bit more. Maybe we could come back. Maybe you could get the download going.
Yeah, I'm gonna download it today.
So I mean, so far this is what I see. So far this is how it goes. You know, good, bad, and ugly. There you go.
Now, before I go back to Taking to the Kid, I just want to bring back something based on the movie. I actually watched it myself.
All right.
So I want to bring up two things I want to ask you. What do you feel about Wolf mentioning the Skull Hall famous phrase? Did it feel off?
No.
What phrase is it?
No. Okay.
Hey, yo.
Good times.
Good times
Good times last
don't last. Good times don't last, but bad guys do.
Yeah, it's like hard work pays off, dreams come true. Good times don't last, but bad guys do.
Okay. So no, I don't feel any type of way of that. It's more of a homage.
To
Everything
Skull
is
Hall.
a homage in that movie because I noticed that right away. Then I said that's a homage. Like I said, it's a movie. It's not going to be accurate. They're paying homage to a lot of wrestlers we don't see.
I was surprised about Mae Young's backstory. A lot about Mae Young that I found out.
There's a lot more than people realize that Mae Young did.
Yeah.
Work hard
Yeah.
pays off, dreams come true, bad times don't last. but
That's the
bad
one.
guys do.
Like
That's a
I said,
Ah.
guys, it's also a movie. It's not going to be accurate. Like 50% of it was accurate, 50% it's.
Now we need facts
Yeah.
here, Joe Madness.
Yeah.
Oh,
But what I like about it, one, Muhammad Ali was also, he is a big fan of Gorgeous George. So it's
He
great
was.
to see Gorgeous George get a little homage there.
that's what I'm saying.
That's good, though.
Something y'all brought up, Fabulous Moolah. Controversy pays off. That's brings cash. So it's what Eric Bischoff said. A Fabulous Moolah movie would be interesting if you get the right protagonist against her antagonist. You could do Alondra Blaze studied under her. A lot of people who have studied under her. Okay. You could do a whole movie based on her compound and what she did at that compound. It will sell.
But
I
get it. I get it.
Yeah.
The issue is when the R word is in the whole Fabulous Moolah, it's hard to sell that to any Hollywood producer, especially nowadays. Mm-hmm. And that's the controversy that goes into Fabulous Moolah these days. That's why WWE had to distance themselves
from her.
Yeah, and I can't see Fabulous Moolah ever returning back. It's like the Vince McMahon thing. It's like Brock Lesnar thing, I guess. Now
it's almost too much of a controversy, and why bother if I know it's not going to be highlighted about me type of thing is what I imagine.
Right? It just can't.
Right.
If Mae Young was in it, you would think they would have her around at some point, but
I think they want to take too much time off of Medrick Burke.
Yeah.
And I think that's the only reason. Now I'm gonna jump back to let Tony Kid jump in here. And that was my 2 cents for now. Come on, take.
Alrighty. So we got a hot tag coming in, and we got Jade Cargo versus Shayna Blazer. Guys, you hear the rumors, you hear the issues. What do you guys think overall of the whole beef that's been going on backstage? Because something's cooking.
It's good. I'm like, this whole storyline right now is actually working. I think it's going to be beneficial to all three wrestlers in the meantime. You also got Bianca going on for the title, at WrestleMania, so she has to kind of mentally deal with this. They're going to kind of highlight and say that she could overcome if she decides to win, if anything, but that's going to be the outcome for her. And I also feel like this feud will affect her match during that time from WrestleMania.
She said,
I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. But it's good. It's a good feud. I'm not going to lie. It's perfect.
So how does Shayna Blazer come into this, though?
See, that whole
I don't know. I honestly, that's where
I feel like that. That's what we're talking about. I thought we were talking about.
I ain't talking about that, yo.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying.
man,
What are you on, bro?
That's how it started, but
you
want to
yeah.
touch on
Yeah, too many to Bud Light.
Yeah, for real. Damn it, old man. This whole beef between Shayna, I feel like it's warranted. You know, the newbie comes in there. There's going to be someone that's going to have issues. Shayna would be probably the person I can see kind of have the beef with it because she's been trying to get her runs here and there. We've all noticed that she gets a little spurt of a run, but then it kind of doesn't end the way we feel like it can be or it could.
There's new reports that Sean Ross have said that part of the reason why is that I think there were some issues with Jade Cargill coming in at first, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she was asking for right away during the holidays time off.
Okay.
And people were kind of getting soured. It's just not Shayna Blazer. It was a lot of, women's wrestlers in the back saying like, who is she? Why is she
time off like that.
Yeah.
How dare she come on?
Can't barely come in and then ask for time off.
And then on top of that, it was also the question of her injury.
Okay.
The
legitimacy
behind it. And it's like, did she really get injured? So there's a lot of divas supposedly questioning this. I believe Sean Ross a little bit more than I believe Dave Meltzer.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because I feel like he's more connected in that world. Now, that being said, I guess like the whole her and Shayna, I mean, I don't know who started it, but to go against Shayna though, she's a legit badass.
She is a legit MMA fighter. She's a legit MMA fighter.
Jay,
right?
You look great. You're strong.
Correct.
But you're gonna get your ass kicked.
You are like literally. You're
muscles are not gonna do you well if you can't fight.
What I heard was more of a comment that they both just disagreed about. Jay just came out and said that Shayna needs more time to practice on her wrestling skills.
So Jade's the one that commented on Shayna.
But Jade is the one that miss a top rope. So I know
Joe goes, but at the same time, you watched a couple.
She watched that whole pay-per-view.
Right. I kind of get that.
But if I remember correctly, there was a lot of tweets against Jade Cargill, not only from Shayna, but also it was Liv Morgan, it was Chelsea Green.
Right, yeah.
So I don't know. I'm sorry if that's the truth that old man is saying. Jade, you just look really bad here.
I could see that too. Like it should not be. I think at this point, Jade, I get it. You're trying to
defend yourself.
Defend yourself. You know for a fact you're coming into an industry that, especially right now, you're cross branding right afterwards, leaving AEW, coming to WWE, where you're going to be quoted the new it girl that they're going to have in the limelight more than the rest of the wrestlers on the bottom, in a sense, that are trying to become that it person in there. And at this point, it just. Yeah, you look kind of bad by saying something first. Mm-hmm. I would not be the person that you would want to say something first. Wait and then reply. Hold on. But even then, it's like let the work do it for you. Mm-hmm. Right? That's what we got to focus. So with this new storyline that Jade could be going into, I think this is her time to kind of shine more so than she needs to kind of back her up a little bit.
I know you guys a good choice for her to come into a story like this.
Yeah.
I mean. As time will tell, we'll see what goes on. Hopefully, these women could get the beef settled. Hey, I mean, if you guys got to fight it out, why not?
Right, exactly. If they don't get the beef settled right away, it's going to sell for more beef. So it's
but Shayna needs to get in the ring. I haven't seen Shayna.
That's the only thing, though. It's more so behind the scenes.
She needs to get the push. Like she hasn't really like. Let's be honest. Not a lot of wrestlers. Not a lot. Let's put it this way. Fans can back her up a little bit.
Well, put it this way, man. And I'm being for real. Triple H does a lot of good things, but when it comes to booking women, it's kind of bad.
It's off and off. Yeah. There's hit and misses a lot. It's
misses.
always judgmental, and we can definitely judge it just because it's there's hasn't been a consistent basis of good work. You can tell.
Besides Rhea Ripley, who else?
Yeah,
nobody else. I'm sorry.
Right.
He just doesn't know how to book sometimes. The great women's wrestlers. I mean, there's a lot of talent too, by the way.
Right.
But he just doesn't give enough time and storyline. It's like his focus is somewhere else. Look, and he's done a lot of great things. He comes up with a lot of storyline, but sometimes you got to also fix your weaknesses. And that's just one of his big weaknesses, unfortunately.
Right.
But with that, there's been a little bit of talks about WWE's Women's Evolution pay-per-view part 2. might come baback.
Okay.
Part dose.
So the
I'm cool with
original
it.
one, had a good lineup. I know Ronda Rousey was in it, Charlotte Flair. There's a couple of notable wrestlers.
Yeah.
If it comes back, my thing is, back then we had a couple more matches on the card itself, but
Right.
now with the new WWE regiment,
It's like 4 matches now.
4 matches, and so
Right.
So I guess you don't have to
Big
have it
cut.
stacked up with legends.
Nope.
You could have them in the background. You could have them appearing. Like, what do you guys think about it? Like, because we also have some new NXT stars, Stephanie, Jordan Grace, Lash Legends. You have so many great women in NXT in itself that could cross brands into the
Right.
Evolution. I guess it's like a dream match possibilities. What do you guys think you would like to see in there?
I would like to see, let's put it this way, solid matches, solid stars. I do believe that you also don't want to add too many legends into it to make it really washy, in a sense. I would like to see, if you do have a legend involved into it, that do a lot of moves. Like Trish has been one of the legends that's coming in and actually doing the work, getting in the ring and kind of getting her feet dirty, in a sense. Right. And that it works well. And I'm cool with that. But that's what these other legends who are coming in back and stuff like that kind of have to do the same regime.
Right.
And at this point, you definitely want to add a Jordan, because right now she's a solid wrestler and also too solid entertainer inside the ring. And you definitely want to have your Rhea. You definitely want to have a Bianca. W loves her, so why not put her in there?
You could have Gulia as well. You could have
Right.
Stephanie Vacker, which she looks amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the main persons you definitely want to involve in there. And this could be like the dream matches per se, just a cross brand. I don't know if you really want to have a storyline per se. I'll take.
Yeah. Let me just jump from here. I'll jump over it. I'm just gonna say one thing. You can actually do this.
Get closer to the mic, please.
You can do it where the women's NXT championship is on the line. It can make it important for Evolution.
Right.
So you can have Gia versus Stephanie part 2, because they're about to compete against each other now.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
You can have Jordan go out there and compete against any of the girls. You can make an importance of all women all around each division to compete on this show.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You
You're
can
right.
have a women's ladder match or something.
So,
Oh, that'd be good.
So it seems like they have a lot of star power, but not sure
Dude, like,
exactly.
kind of
like
format
I
together.
said,
Right.
Triple H has the most stacked women roster in the industry, really.
Right. Okay.
He needs to focus on this. God's sakes, my man. So NXT is really run by HBK. The man's been cooking in NXT.
My boy usually does. You know what I'm saying? HBK.
Yeah, he knows how to fucking book. So honestly, they need to talk. They need to get something going. So I'm gonna throw a scenario out there. You might like this, and it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna happen, but never say never.
We like
And it's just a what if, really.
Mm-hmm.
What if for your main event of the night, you have Becky Lynch on one side, and you have the returning AJ Lee.
Ooh.
You already know something's been,
Ooh.
stirring in the background.
Right.
Becky Lynch tweeted some tweets
Okay.
about CM Punk and Cora
Yeah.
Jade.
Right.
Hey, this kind of looks a little fishy. Deleted the tweet.
Right.
That might, you never know.
Still
You already
pop.
have Rollins and CM Punk.
Yeah.
Why not have Becky Lynch versus
They're
AJ
talking
Lee?
about each other's wives and stuff like that at this
Uh-huh.
point.
Like, hey, bitch. And I use that as what they're going to say, not
Yeah.
me. Hey, bitch, this, that, and that.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
What do you
I
guys
agree.
think?
I think that's a good setup. I would think
That would sell.
a great format right now, especially how their storylines colliding, and it's gonna still go at it with each other. And this would just be the perfect setup in a sense to kind of move
And
forward.
I think in your defense, you can't just be name dropping without any consequences, then, right?
There
If
you
you're
go.
Out there already beefing with so and so. If you're gonna name drop him, why not make an appearance, right? Yeah.
And
I agree.
that's, like I said, that's if AJ Lee wants to return.
Mhm.
Mentally, there's some aspects that she may not return, and that's for someone that went to her panel. She discussed this.
Mhm.
The mental thing is always something that people will ignore,
Right.
and this is why she hasn't really returned to wrestling.
Okay.
So that's always the what if. But to me, if WWE brings that pay-per-view back and could get AJ Lee at least for one match, that's going to sell.
You're saying
Oh,
book it.
That's your dream match right there.
I agree.
Yeah, that's a WrestleMania caliber to me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, that's a dream match to kind of put out there. That'd be a good setup.
Well, let's get into one thing, and I want to get you guys' opinions. So, LFG. It's like the new Tough Enough, right?
Oh, yeah.
And A&E.
Yeah,
So there's been some things going down there.
I saw this.
And then Mickey James is now pushed off to put Michelle McCool because the Undertaker. So AE wants the show to strived off, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously they want the Undertaker to be in there, and the Undertaker
more.
said, "Hey, you want me? You have to have my wife, have her come in, have her train as well." And AE's like, "Cool, Mickey James, you're out of here." Michelle McCool,
Yeah, basically,
get your ass
yeah.
in here. But that's the realistic. I don't think the Undertaker
Meant
said
it that
anything,
way.
yeah. But politics, and I guess they can't afford everybody.
Right.
So unfortunately, Mickey James, and I love Mickey James. I think Mickey James is a better wrestler than Michelle McCool personally.
Mhm.
And she's definitely a legend, and a big legend. I'm surprised she's not in the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the one thing. There were talks that this year they were going to induct Mickey James. And then Michelle McCool got the inductee.
Ooh.
So that was off. And now
Strike one.
Michelle,
Right.
there you go.
Yeah, right. Strike one.
Now Michelle McCool kind of pushed Mickey James off the map in LFG.
Right.
Two.
That's kind of a little fishy right there.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to spark rumors. I want to get your guys' opinion.
Gotcha.
This show is basically like a Tough Enough for our era.
Correct. Correct.
I heard it's pretty good. I haven't watched it personally. I don't have
Highlights
A&E.
of it.
Yeah.
Seen
I
highlights
haven't
of it.
watched it, but I've heard and seen, skits and whatnot, that it's intense and there's no joking on the trainers aspect, as such as like
Right.
Undertaker and like the other wrestlers that are training the younger ones. They're like full force. Like, look,
Have you ever watched Tough Enough back in the day?
I've seen Tough Enough. I've
Yeah.
seen that, yeah. So I
I
mean,
liked it more when Stone Cold was involved.
They were
Rock,
really
but he was,
rough.
And I mean-
he was hard on.
and that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I like the fact that the legends, aka the trainers, you know what I'm saying, they're actually not joking with them. Like, look, you want to get into here, you want to. I think I seen the skit with Undertaker and his prodigy. Like, look, you want to come out here as only their first couple weeks or days, I think, and you're
Right.
already asking to do these finishing moves.
Yes.
Do you think that are you up for the challenge? Undertaker's like serious with her, so there's no lacking on their end. You know what I'm saying? As the performers, Undertaker and all them, they're there to push these young prodigies to do something game changing. So if they do something, eye opening enough, I feel like, then hell yeah, like go with it. Stick
So-
with it and keep them going. Obviously.
So do you think it's, in all fairness, though, you think A&E had the right to push Mickey James for Michelle McCool just because the Undertaker wanted her?
That I don't. I don't agree with, and I do see how they kind of just kind of went over it. They kind of were just like, look, she's
I
not
like-
here no more.
Quietly.
Yeah, like it's not here no more. Next subject. Like, damn,
Look.
what?
I got no issue with Michelle McCool,
Okay.
but she doesn't compare to Mickey James. Mickey James had a hell of a career, and every promotion she was in, she's a badass in my eyes. She's definitely Hall of Fame worthy. Michelle McCool, let's be real, she was remembering that tag team with what's her name?
Oh God.
Layla. Yeah. Was it Cool?
Did they have a tag name? What was the name?
McCool,
Okay.
yeah. I'm sorry, but I don't agree with it. And I get it. Politics play a part, and what the Undertaker wants, he's going to get. Obviously, he's a bigger legend.
Right.
I don't agree with it. I'm sorry. But to me, if you want to take better advice, you want to get Mickey James in there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and the women's aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Because Michelle McCool didn't have a long run compared to Mickey James.
Right.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree with you guys on that one. Like, I don't agree with this whole scenario of them pushing out Mickey. And I feel like Mickey James at this point right now is your woman wrestler that you want to go to for experience and for the foundation moving forward of what they want to do in that platform.
Yeah.
I feel like even then, if you want to pick somebody who can help WD, like we were discussing a little earlier about how the female wrestlers need some type of storytelling in there to give it better.
Mhm.
Mickey James will probably be your one person you want to hire to help with that aspect of it.
Right.
Just because of what she's done so far in LFG, she's actually made a good content. She's been making good strides with these wrestlers.
Mhm.
And I feel like that's your good veteran that you want to fall in line with.
And then for them
Just to kind of like nonchalantly just do that, it's kind of
like
it's
shimmy
just
her away.
right, like shimmy her away and say,
That's
hey,
up, yeah.
we appreciate you, but we're gonna move another direction. It's like, come on, man. What other that's not proper. That's not right. Michelle McCool, it's Undertaker's wife. She was good as a wrestler, who she was,
Mhm.
but I agree with Savage. I don't think that she equates to Mickey James, veteran style and her, what's it called, knowledge, her experience. I don't see it matching, and I feel like they should have just stuck with Mickey James moving forward. And yeah, have Michelle McCool be okay. You have Undertaker, Mickey James, Michelle, and Bobby.
Right.
Right.
Bobby Lashley?
No.
Bubba.
Bubba. Right. 2 and 2.
My bad.
Bobby.
Yeah.
Bubba. You have 2 and 2. Why not leave it? Why not make it that format? That would make more sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The teams wise.
Another thing you could do is you could have, like you said, 2 and 2 is good. I agree. You could have gone with 2 and 2.
Mhm.
But I feel like this is more. What if Mickey James is going to a different show? Because
that
remember, The Rock's daughter just got promoted to another show where she's not going to be the general manager of NXT no more.
I heard something about that.
His oldest
So,
daughter, right? Yeah.
I'm thinking, what if this is an opening door for 2 country type wrestlers to be in charge of NXT? You got Shawn Michaels as a main guy, and then you might have Mickey James became the new manager of NXT as hardcore country Mickey James.
I can see that.
Interesting.
So I feel like they probably just needed one. I feel like they needed a way out of Mickey James,
Mhm.
like an explanation of why she might be moving to a different show.
Mhm.
And they just needed somebody to replace her. And the best way to do it is just get Michelle McCool in there. That's my opinion. I feel like they needed to do changes, and they had to tell A&E, hey, we need this one here, so we need to replace her.
Right. Okay.
So
Why not then? Yeah, that's not bad. I like
Jump
it,
shit,
man.
old man.
I like it a lot.
I still
Law.
got it.
Alrighty, guys.
Oh, who you got?
Let's go to the next topic, and that would be, let's get into the AEW news.
Yeah.
Hey.
Alrighty,
I'm seeing the Revolution card up right now.
Evolution card, it looks good. And let me tell you something though. Guess what? AEW finally released the other brother of Seattle Miedo, and that is Ray Phoenix, guys.
Oh, he released him?
He released him. He's out.
Hey.
What?
All right. WWE bound? Probably in a couple months. Yes.
Most likely. Hell, if anything, I can see him coming back before WrestleMania.
Ooh. Okay.
Because
Before
think
WrestleMania.
about it, with the whole angle with Chad Gable
Yeah. Yeah.
looking into the dark, whatever.
Right.
Mhm.
You never know. We could have, let's say, a possibility between Ray Phoenix coming back to WWE, having Chad Gable and the New Day,
Mhm.
because they do need a third,
Yeah.
He does.
and him learning the Lucha Masters, whatever it's called,
Right.
against Seattle Miedo,
Ooh,
Rey Mysterio,
Yeah.
because they've been beating the crap out of Ray lately,
It's fucked up.
and then the
Ray needs some
debuting of Ray Phoenix.
Okay.
That would be a crazy scenario for WrestleMania in my eyes.
I'm cool with that one. That seems a good match to make at this point.
I'm not against that at all. Hell yeah, that's really
I'm surprised Tony Khan's been releasing all these guys too, though.
Let's put it this way. I think Tony Khan, he's more or less of like, it's just what all these moves are being made. What tells me is that if you're not going to be loyal to Tony and you're going to complain a lot,
Yeah.
Tony's going to be like, go complain somewhere else.
He doesn't,
You know what I mean? Like,
I don't
that's-
got the time for this complaining. You can be somewhere else.
Like, I'm
And-
paying you this X amount of money to be on TV. Why the hell are you complaining with me? Like, what's the complaints for?
Yeah.
If you're gonna whine and groan and all this kind of stuff, you're gonna make all these type of complaints and be a detriment to the locker room, then just there's the door. You could go ahead and go. That's what it seems to
It's
me.
kind
What's
of like
happening?
you were saying earlier, TDK, though. Like some of the wrestlers, they don't want to come in for just that title run. They want to come in for just that fame, that glory, that name on there, boom, and like, hey, my name was said a lot in this time era, you
Right.
know. But did you get a belt? They're like, well, that's not irrelevant, you know. I was here, I was
Right.
wrestling. It's like, no. I feel like, especially Tony Khan himself, being the legendary guy he is, like we want to see title runs, we want to see competitors, we want to see rivalries.
Isn't that what he advertised when he created AEW?
You know what I'm saying? And
We're gonna give you this.
The
we're gonna
best
give you that.
wrestle.
Right, best
Yeah.
wrestling. Like,
so I feel like for him to veto somebody, he's probably looking at it like, look, I can replace this person with someone more dedicated.
Right.
What I would imagine. Is
Well, you know, it's funny how all these wrestlers got released. I guess someone got into his ear and be like, dude, just let them go already. Stop
Right,
holding
right.
them hostage,
Right,
man.
right.
Get
So-
rid of them.
stop holding on to it and be a detriment. Like, you can't always fix someone. You can't always put a band-aid on the problem.
maybe
And
Mr. Icon himself.
hits that one that what was the issues in the past that we were complaining about? Not say complaining, but we all kind of figured that would be the downfall of AEW, like they did with WCW, was these wrestlers who complained, who made these issues, who brought that to the camera. And then once that showed to the camera, it showed and it detrimented the freaking outcomes, the actual TV stardom to it.
Right.
So he's making those moves. It can't be mad at him too much because, hey, he's letting the problems go, keeping the ones that want to stay.
I think you can't be mad if they're replaced with someone
else
more entertaining. Then if you bring in somebody else that's like trash as fuck, it's like, well, what do? You just recycling wrestlers here now, or what's going on? Like,
there you go.
You know what I mean? Like, now
like
it's
that makes sense.
And then off to the next topic. And this is you might like this one actually.
Oh,
so AEW, there might be a possibility that A Minor himself, all my life I had a fight. Kendricks Lamar might make an appearance tonight at Revolution. It is a rumor. It is a suggestion from wrestlers itself in AEW.
Really?
Tony Khan, make it happen. We don't know if it's going to happen. I personally don't think it is.
Okay.
Because I don't even think Kendrick even knows what the fuck AEW is.
Okay, gotcha.
Makes sense. I hear you.
Yeah, yeah.
But we have seen famous people in AEW before. We have seen Jay and Silent Bob.
Right.
We have seen Floyd Mayweather even support Swerve Strickland.
Some UFC fighters in the past.
Some even famous corn stars that do appear every week there. If you don't know, then go ahead and Google that. But you do have some celebrities that do know. Now, let me ask you guys, is this a possibility in your eyes?
Hey, man, if it is, why not? But also tells me Kendrick, like Drake, he's shooting his shot, man. You better make some deals going to WWE now and be really on there. Same thing with WWE. You better make some deals and be like, oh, you going to show up over there? Okay, we're gonna involve ourselves in this beef right now.
But the thing is, though, with WWE is that they don't want to acknowledge Drake. They just don't want the guy there. You could tell. It's because they had too much. You want to put it this way. I'm gonna put it this way. If I was AEW, and if you want to see Drake, AEW is better off going to. I mean, Drake is better going off with AEW itself.
Okay.
Because WWE has so much shit going on right now with the Vixen Man scandals, with the Brock Lesnar in this. And all these things we were talking about, Fabulous Moolah, they're trying to separate themselves from any controversy.
Okay.
They're not going to want it.
Yeah.
AEW, though, it's a little bit more flexible with things.
They have the room for bigger star power and bigger names to attract more attention, though. Right. Whereas, like, for example, when Drake would show up to the Elimination Chamber in Canada, his hometown, he didn't even get acknowledged because they had so much to worry about. To your point, I guess what you're saying, right? They just had so much going on the night, such a big night. Drake's here, but he doesn't get his camera time right now. Let's not worry about him.
Right.
So therefore, if he brings an appearance on AEW, they're like, "Oh, hey, Drake's here. Here, hand the mic. Let's see what he does." Then it's like, "Hey,
Although,
I'm looking at it right now to be like, has Travis Scott, had a song with either or, and at this point, he has had multiple songs with Kendrick, but only one song with Drake. So that kind of tells you more likely probably why. It also kind of explains some things, but it's just like, come on, man. Drake needs to get somewhere to get that out there. Like,
he needs to get his ass back in the studio, not anywhere in the fucking ring.
Come on, Kendrick's really just like he's stomping on his ass, talking about stay the fuck down. You can't get back up. And it sucks. It sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I personally don't see it happening.
Yeah.
Not tonight, not ever. I don't think Kendrick's the type of guy that would do this type of stuff, like go into these type of things.
Yeah.
But if Tony Khan threw him a number, gave him some good seats, why not? I would like to see it.
I would love to see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with you in the beginning. I don't see it happening. I don't.
Because tonight it is Revolution.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to go through the whole card.
Right.
But we do have two big matches. We have Toni Storm versus Mariah May. Ooh. And let me get your predictions on that one. Toni Storm is the champion. She beat Mariah May on the last pay-per-view. What do you guys think is going to be the outcome on this one? By the way, there was an interview where Toni Storm was giving in the red carpet for the premiere Queen of the Ring, which she was in. And then out of nowhere, Mariah May came and sabotaged it.
Ooh.
So it sets up the feud even better. What do you guys think here?
Mariah. I'm going with Mariah.
You think Mariah gets her title back?
Yeah.
All righty, my
I think
man.
this beef is going to go on for quite some time. I think if I was AEW, they stick with this beef because it's
sells.
catching. It's really selling. So right now, for Mariah winning, I think that'll go well.
What about you, my man?
I'm gonna go with Storm winning still.
Okay.
She's gonna
There we
retain it. I mean, obviously keep it, and then but I think it's gonna be a little bit controversial though. Something's gonna happen
Oh, nice. I like that.
to where she
Gets beat up or something.
you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
she's gonna win it, but then it's gonna be like, that wasn't really a fair win, running back. Just to keep the rivalry interesting though, because I do like the back and forth feud. They make good entertainment on Twitter and X. Like you know what I'm saying? They when a revolution's coming up though, they're right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm gonna go with this man. I think Tony Storm's gonna retain,
right.
but I do like Tony the Kid's idea.
Yeah.
Because you don't really have too much back and forth switching to the titles.
Okay.
And this
Okay,
rivalry
okay.
is like this rivalry really is like the chemistry is there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they could still run it back another 3 more months.
Ooh.
And I don't think we'll get tired of it.
No.
Because they both are really good storytellers.
Okay.
And
These
even
are
then, their segments and their skits at this point is actually catching.
really
So
is.
it goes really well with the storyline. So yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It could go back and forth. It could be like hot potato, like
Yeah.
back and forth. I wouldn't mind it. But I'm gonna stick with Tony Storm winning tonight. So let's just see what happens because this Revolution card is really stacked, believe it or not.
It is.
Um,
Looking at it.
To give benefit of the doubt to AEW, they've been really cooking lately. They've been back to smaller venues. They've been selling out. It looks stacked. So give credit where credit is due. AEW is really doing well. We like to shit on them a lot, but
I do.
you got to give due when it's due, man. They're doing great right now.
Do you think
what we said.
Do you think it also helps that competition is high, so they feel like they gotta,
They gotta
Step it up
step it
more.
up,
right? You know
man.
what I mean? Like obviously they see a lot of going on in the wrestling world, so like, hey, we can't just be falling back here.
But we kind of said in the beginning, in order for AEW to kind of last long and keep up and make a different change than what WCW did in the past, instead of being the hot thing right now, was to focus on your storylines with your wrestlers. As long as you can have those storylines with your wrestlers, but then give us those matches that you've been giving us on AEW Spectrum, it's only gonna get better.
Okay.
So at this point, and you're right about the venues. Don't give us these big venues and hope that it's gonna look nice, because you're kind of setting yourself up for us fans to be there in the stadium and be like, well, it's not right, and that just goes to show.
It takes that one fan
Right,
to be like,
exactly, it does, and it just goes down a trickle effect. So at this point, like the smaller venues has been beneficial to them, and it only makes sense.
Because
Right
in the end of the day, they're still the number 2 promotion.
now. Exactly.
I've been getting a lot of pictures online.
Right.
They've been filling out 3K perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I like their style. The other day they had a theater
Yeah.
set up where what's his name? John Moxley's boy. Why am I drawing a blank here? I know his name. John Moxley boy with the beard and all came out through the doors of the theater,
Okay.
which was kind of a nice touch. I like that.
Yeah.
They show like them going through another whole angle of doors and stuff. Look, in the end of the day, I like it. I think it's great. They're the number 2 promotion no matter what. We like
for business.
competition.
Exactly.
It's good for business.
Mhm.
Come on, AEW. Keep it going, man. Don't drop the ball. Keep it moving. You're releasing wrestlers that you
Right.
don't need. Bring in wrestlers that want to wrestle, that want to be in your promotion. There's still a lot of great wrestlers out there. You guys are still killing it in my
Right.
eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got hot wrestlers right now. The wrestlers, I mean, at this point, they're good. If they were like WWE want these wrestlers in this case scenario, so it's like for AEW to have them, they have a good roster. It's
WWE
what's-
Triple H wanted Osprey.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Exactly.
He wanted Osprey. He's
So-
still salty about
And if
that.
Tony Storm were to be like available, you think WWE would not want her? Definitely so. You think freaking they would not want to pick up an Omega just to kind of show NXT a little bit? Yes. So it's like they have a good roster setup. Just get those right, mix and match with the wrestlers in the ring, and then you'll be fine. Be good.
Let's go to the main event. And that would be
Oh yeah.
Adam Copeland
Yep.
on one side, and we got John Moxley in the other.
Mhm.
All right, so put a little background here. If you guys haven't watched AEW, Adam Copeland has eliminated all these guys that John Moxley has been riding with. The
Yeah.
Death Riders are all beat up. So now we're set with only 1-1.
Yeah.
Hell, he even beat up the girl. They even got the girl to get out of.
That's right.
Yes.
Makes sense.
So put it this way, now we got really a 1-on-1. So who do you have here? Who do you think goes away with this and why?
I know John Moxley's he is not, he's not shy of losing, right? Like giving the title up or whatever
Doing
case
best
be
for business.
Exactly, for the storyline. So I do believe in this case scenario, you give it to Adam. And I think Adam kind of, since he's been on that run of getting rid of the crew, I think he finishes it off with finishing John Moxley today. And John Moxley in his mind is like, why not? It's good for the story. Go for it and stuff like that. So I'm cool with that.
I think Moxley's gonna beat him.
Oh my God, you always want to go against me.
The reason why is because
Yes, go ahead.
Adam Copeland just destroyed the crew.
Okay, yeah.
They're making him a one-man wrecking crew, and if he beats the leader, what is that going to make your crew look like? Even if the leader loses.
And I could see that. And remember, we still have someone that hypes up Adam as well, and that is his friend, because he made it known to be his friend right now. And do you know him as the Bullet Club Gold leader?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think he turns on him?
That could happen.
Jay White, do you think he backstabs Moxley at any point? Because Jay White is great. Jay White is a phenomenal wrestler, but Jay White works better as a heel.
Yeah.
And probably this has been building up for Jay White to turn on him.
I could see that happening. So it's a tough one. I'm not gonna lie.
It's going back and forth right now.
Back and forth. It's
can.
To me, it's a 40-60.
Okay.
40 on old man, 60 on this guy. And there's nothing against the old man. It's just the way I'm going to see this. And I'm going to throw a scenario out for both of y'all.
Okay.
All right. Sean versus Adam. Adam gets the best of Mox.
Right.
Adam wins his AEW title, gets his moment,
Right.
which he deserves in my eyes. Living legend. And he's really been killing it in AEW. He's been out there every week. All right. But
Solid.
guess who has a contract?
Now?
Well, guess who has their version of Money in the Bank?
Oh.
Did you guys forget?
Well, yeah, I did. I
Jay
definitely did.
White.
No.
No.
Who's this?
What was that?
Christian Cage.
Oh, shit. Oh.
Daddy himself, father of the year.
Wow. Wow. They had a storyline beat prior to this, no?
Yup. And then he won their little tournament where he gets a title shot anytime, any place. He has the contract for it. So at some point, after Adam wins, guess what? He comes out after Adam had just had a war with Moxley.
Correct.
With the family,
Yep.
beats him down, and then Christian gets his AEW world title in the same night.
Okay.
Wouldn't that be the ultimate fuck you?
Yeah, I would say so, because it seems like that's kind of been their storyline since Adam, joined AEW. Like that's been like, you're just following me, you just want to kind of shed my light or whatever case to be. So now it's Christian's turn to take over and be like, I got it now. Stop on.
I got the best of you.
Exactly.
Stop overshadowing me.
Right.
I'm Captain Charisma, God's sakes.
Right.
I'm still the man.
Right.
I'm Father of the Year. The father that I'm missing. Why are you not my father, Christian? God's sakes. Anyways, let's not get into that.
No, that's good. That is good storyline. I like that. So yeah, see, even more reason why I think it's called Adam's gonna win tonight. That's good.
That's my prediction, but
Very
I
good.
could see a turn happening. I could see Jay White turning on Adam.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe at some point. Who knows? There's a lot of possibilities here. All I'm gonna say is for you guys out there, I do recommend watching the AEW Revolution. It got overshadowed. My personal opinion, it's been overshadowed because of the Elimination Chamber and the events that happened.
Right.
Let's be real. Not a lot of people even know that there's a pay-per-view tonight.
I didn't know. I didn't know until I
Yeah.
went on Instagram. I'm like, oh, AEW's on tonight. Hey, there you
Because
go.
it's been overshadowed
Yeah.
by the whole Cena turning heel.
Yeah, he's been taking over quite a bit, getting ready for WrestleMania. You're right.
I do recommend watching it. I think it's going to be a stacked card.
This looks good, like a card. I think I might just tune in just to watch him for sure.
Especially for Swerve versus Keem.
I want to see the Tony Storm.
That's going to be a good one.
I think
And personally,
MJF too, actually.
JF as
Yeah.
well.
Yep.
I personally been saying that Ricochet last year. I've been saying Ricochet is finding kind of ass, but lately, as a heel, he's been cooking. I like this heel.
This storyline is going against freaking what's his name right now? Strickland.
Strickland and Nana.
It's going well.
It's
I'm
going
not gonna
well,
lie. I
honestly.
think they're meshing pretty well against each other. I really thought that it was a step down for Swerve, to be honest, in my opinion. That the storyline kind of first started off with, I was like, why are you making Swerve step down into this?
Wait a
But
minute.
they're matching really well.
Wait a minute. Good thing you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Because guess what could happen too? If Christian wins the title,
Yeah.
we still have some unfinished business between Swerve and Christian.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the winner of this
Gotcha.
tonight gets a title shot.
Ah.
So between Ricochet and Swerve, if
Even
Swerve
better.
wins, he gets a title shot at whoever is the winner tonight.
Okay.
And we still have some unfinished business between him and Christian.
Nice.
That's what I'm saying.
Nice. It's a good setup.
AEW is cooking slowly but surely.
Who developed this storyline? Because I'm actually going to give y'all props for this storyline. Not bad at all.
What do we got at the comment?
No, I think it's blank. It's blank.
It's blank it is. All right.
Yeah.
So, anyways, guys, one more thing. AJ Styles in his recent podcast with what's his name?
Adam.
Yep.
I knew you're talking about Adam something.
So personally, he said like a lot of things. His retirement at the age of 50 is coming up pretty soon.
Correct.
So he doesn't have much time left. And as well, he did mention about him being jacked. Like, because they told him he's jacked. And I said this before last year at some point. I'm like, he's
Chris
not.
Van Valen.
Yeah, Chris Valen.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's not jacked, guys. He's actually cut. And he did admit it himself.
Yeah.
He's like, so here's the thing. I didn't bulk up. I actually got cut.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of fasting.
Right.
I did a lot of cold plunges.
Cold plunges was a big thing.
And a lot of hot saunas.
Yeah.
It all did well for me. All prolonged my career a little bit more.
They're good. They're good for the day. I don't do cold plunge, but they said the second best thing to do is just take cold showers at the start off your day, especially if you're going to go to work out or whatever.
To wake up.
That's been my regimen. I'm getting back into that, and I'm not gonna lie, it feels different. Feels good.
Feels great. It
Yeah.
wakes you up.
Oh my god, yeah.
The man looks in great shape. I hope the man stays healthy. The man
For
is
sure.
phenomenal. Still in my eyes.
Super great shape.
The man only has a few years left. So to my eyes,
He needs to have the storyline with Cody. I'm sorry.
You think so?
I think so. I think AJ and Cody need to have a storyline in WWE before he leaves. They need to have something. I don't know what it could be, but if they're saying that AJ's saying I want a title run before I do go, in a sense, or at least one more small one, that would be the one I would like to kind of go.
That AJ might be competing against Finn Balor at WrestleMania.
Could be that.
Could be that. See,
Yeah,
Could be
Bullet
that.
Club versus Bullet Club leader.
Bring that in.
So he has one more retirement tour like Cena does, and about probably next year because he's not going to overshadow Cena, obviously.
No, right now.
What are the possibilities here? I can see one with CM Punk.
That would be cool.
They never face each other, by the way.
Yeah, man, that'd be so good right now.
Not even in the
CM Punk's kicking it, so I'm like, why not? That'd be good.
not in the Indies, not in TNA.
Right.
They never face each other. It's kind of sad. I have to see that personally.
This would be the AJ versus Cena thing when AJ came to WWE and have that little face off with each other. Like this could be that little set off between CM Punk. Like, oh yeah, this is me too.
If Cena gets the title, then yeah, I could see AJ coming in kind of like, look, I want it just as bad as you want it. You know,
Money in the Bank for sure. I think that's going to be his niche next. With Money in the Bank goes off, I think AJ is going to be one of the fan favorites for that one.
Right.
At this point.
And at the same time, there's other possibilities out here, man. We got a lot of,
Shit, we got a lot. You're right about
Randy
that.
Orton.
Finn. If Finn's gonna go away from Judgment, I only see Finn doing the whole away from Judgment if he's deciding to go back to his Demon King or Demon King, right?
Yeah.
So if he's gonna do that, then that's gonna be his niche, and I feel like that would be his push where he wants for himself too. Is that Money in the Bank? So I feel like that would be a good setup.
Okay.
I don't
Good
know.
wrestling.
I mean, in a good perfect world, I would like to see him retire in WWE.
Right.
But at the
Agreed.
same time, let's say he calls it quits in WWE, he gets out, he goes into another promotion. He has his match. He has this moment with Kenny Omega, the guy who backstabbed him in the Bullet Club.
Gotcha.
That would be great to see. One last hurrah.
His little get back right there, really. Right?
Yeah. His little, hey, you backstab me. I don't forget. New Japan. I'm coming after you, Kenny Omega.
Right.
Gets one more match with them, and that's it.
Nice.
You know?
Yeah.
That would be a
Good.
phenomenal match in my eyes, no pun intended.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
But honestly, man, it's been a long one, but that is your Windy City Savage report.
Nice.
Ooh,
Been great.
yeah. We'll see you next time. We're out.
That's right.
Thank you, Owen.
Shazam.